Hello and welcome to PlayStation Racer. My name is Mitchell Morgan, and in this video I want to take a quick look at how you can use the power of replays to better understand any incident that happened in a race, how you can then learn from that information, and how you can become a better, quicker and cleaner racer. I should point out that Kushti Racing is planning on using this exact same example to actually analyse the incident itself. And I'm going to use that same incident in this video, and I'll link to his video in the description below. In Kushti's video, you will see his impartial viewpoint of the incident as an A and A+ racer. And you will learn how he went about coming to the decision that he comes to. In my video, the one that you are watching, I'm going to concentrate more on the process of analysing an incident more than the actual analysis itself. The two videos should therefore complement each other rather nicely. However, I should point out that in my personal opinion, a lot of people just want to race and they don't really care too much about Racecraft, clean passes and all that good stuff. Others of us, well, we want to better understand when something has gone wrong. When there has been an incident, some of us want to see whether it's our fault, whether it's the other driver's fault, whether we could have done something to avoid the incident, find out where there is a lesson to be learnt and what happened, and a whole lot more. And that's where the replay and analysis of those replays with the walkaround feature and the like comes into play. Spending some time with Kushti Racing analysing a couple of incidents recently has really taught me how powerful this type of analysis really is. So in this video, I'm going to use a recent incident where I was called out by a driver for a push to pass. Now, I thought a push to pass was where you nudged another driver's back bumper to push them wide when going into a corner, so that you could then go up the inside as they go wide. However, what I learned is that a push to pass can also involve going up the inside of another car, and just touching doors or wings on the way through is also classed as a push to pass, especially when you're racing with the upper level racers. That is the example that we're going to look at in this video. Over the couple of incidents that Kushti and I reviewed, I've also learned a valuable lesson. Calling out other drivers in the heat of the moment can be totally incorrect, as you're going to find out in this example. I not only called out the wrong driver, but I also called out the incident incorrectly. Reviewing the replay shows that what happened, I was the one that was in the wrong. And I've learnt that it is always better to review your replay before you jump onto post-race chat to have a dig at someone, or, as in my case, to call them out verbally during the race itself. So let's get into the video. So I've just come across to my PlayStation screen and we're going to go into Showcase. And within Showcase, Kushti has actually shared the item with me, but I've saved it to my collection. If I come across to Replays, then you'll see this is the RTR Kushti replay. We're going to go into that, and then if we go into view, it's going to download that replay, and then we're going to be able to go into it and work our way through everything. So this is a race where I'm up against some really fast racers. I think Rev Fox, Kushti, Sabaria, Enzo, I think they're all A-rated racers. They're really, really good. And I really wanted to do well in this race. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skip forward. I've put on the information for the drivers. You just do that by going to replay options and setting it there. So that's how we can see the gears and everything else that we're doing. But I'm just going to skip forwards. And I want to go forward to the last lap. And I'm just going to skip another couple of spaces. So we're with Ruti. Let's come back to myself. Let's just go forward to where the action starts. So as we're going through this little complex here, Ruti's got a little bit out wide, which has put me onto the back of him. And we've got this little battle that's going on in front. And as we go through this little twisty section, I'm trying to get really onto the back of Ruti. And you'll see as we go through this next corner, he just touches the curb. He then gets pushed on a little bit onto Daily Bob and squeezed. Then he goes off to the right and into the barrier, which has given me a nice move up the inside. So I'm getting into the slipstream of Daily Bob. And my idea here is, if I can get a good slipstream and overtake him at the top of this corner, I could even get 4th place in this race against people that are way out of my category and much faster than me. So you can see that Bob has now gone defensive, so I'm going to be forced to go around the outside, trying to leave him room as we go through here, which is quite nice. He then comes across, then sweeps back to the right, and then he comes across to the left. We touch as we go into this corner, and then as we go into the next one, you'll see that he just brakes a little bit late, pushes me into the barrier, and both myself and everybody on the stream called that out as an aggressive pass. So if I just go back to where that incident happened, I'm going to look at it from Ruti's point of view for the moment. And then when we get close to the point where it all kicks off, I'm going to pause the video. So at this point here, now I'm going to go forward into look at my car, and I'm going to do the follow view because it's a lot easier. So here you can see that my car is not actually pointing towards the apex at this point, and Daily Bob has gone wide, so there's loads of room where I think that I can get up the inside quite cleanly. So now what we can do is we can actually step through this frame by frame by frame. So you can see now Daily Bob is assuming I'm going to be hitting the apex, but I'm not. I'm still on the brakes. I'm pointing forwards. Daily Bob is on the brakes, but now coming across to take his line through the corner. Now, bearing in mind, I'm a B-rated driver with inexperience. Daily Bob is clearly a much more experienced racer. So he's coming across to give me room, and he's going to assume that I'm going to pick up the apex. And you can see already that I'm way off the apex, and he's coming across. Now, one of the things that I really love about this is at this point, we could take a race photograph, and then you can go into walk mode. And in here, you can actually walk all the way around, so you can see exactly the attitude of the cars. I can come up behind mine here. So I just move that across. And you can see that I'm actually pointing to the end of the arrows in the distance there that are showing the corner. I'm not actually pointing to the apex, and there's no way that I'm going to make that apex. We just move over the camera and we come behind Daily Bob, who's taking the right line. Then you can see he's going to run around this yellow line, giving me room on the inside. And theoretically, we should go through that corner together. But he knows he's then going to have the inside for the next corner, and then he'll have the race won. So we can actually move all the way around here. You can go over the top. You can also come round to the front. So again, from the corner's perspective, if I come onto the apex here, so this is a corner where I should be heading, you can see that Daily Bob has already got his car moving around to give me space and make the corner. But you can see already I'm going too deep. In fact, you can see Ruti behind, the attitude of his car is also showing that he's going to make that corner. So by moving around, look, you can really go all the way around these cars. You can really get in close. You can come up over the top like this and then just go through. You can see how close we are. I mean, at some point we can come out of here. We can now step through to argue the point of impact, which I think is probably there. Take another photograph, do walk mode, and then you can see now that we have actually hit each other. And you can see here again, if you look at my car, I'm way off the line, and we can come across and we can look at Daily Bob's view as well and see that he was giving me space on the inside. So this is a wonderful way of looking up, looking down, looking left, right, walking all the way around the cars using this walk around feature. It is absolutely wonderful. And, you know, we can even come right the way back to Ruti's viewpoint, and we can actually sit above him and see the whole incident from his point of view. You can really move around and analyze things in a massive, massive amount of detail. And then if we just come out of here, it gets even better. So if we continue to play this through for the moment, so I'm in front. Now as we come into this corner, I'm just going to, let's just go back a step. I just went a little bit too far there. This is the incident from Daily Bob's point of view. So as we now go into here, I'm just going to hit the pause button there, and then I'll do the step through. So you can see, look, I'm on the brakes slightly before the rock. I normally brake on or just before the rock. Daily Bob is a more experienced racer, and he's going to brake on or just after the rock. So he actually applies his brakes there well after me. If we actually come out of this, then you can see that he's not actually even on his brakes at this point. So if I just step through a little bit more, we come out. Now he's just on his brakes, whereas I'm full on my brakes. And I think I've caught him out purely because I've braked far too early. We then get the point of impact right there. And again, if I want to, I can do the walk mode. We can have a look around and you can see there is the point of impact. You can see that I'm still on my brakes. He's actually on his brakes as well. But if we actually come out of that, then and out of there, then you can see that he's only just on his brakes. But again, I'm still well over half on my brakes. So you can see here how we're using these controls just to move around this replay. And then we can just carry on through, and you'll see now that that little push has pushed me too deep into the corner. And then I'm heading straight off to the barrier. And from Daily Bob's point of view, he's going to make the corner and he's got the place, and I've headed straight off into the barrier. So this is a really, really cool feature within the replay to fully analyze your racing lines, your racecraft, etc. And you can see in this incident where in the heat of the moment, I thought that I got that corner, that Daily Bob had gone wide and I put it up the inside. You can see how it's now deemed as a push to pass where we came together. And I've got to stop doing that because I watched British Touring Car back in the 80s and 90s where that was a move that they did all the time. It's just not acceptable at this level of racing. So then we had that move where I'd obviously thought that I got the move. Obviously, Rooty behind, who had a great view of it, called it out as a push to pass, which is correct, he is. And then as we got to this level, I then thought that Daily Bob was being, a little bit naughty. He was being a bit mean and paying me back for that move up the inside. I thought he got a bit sour grapes, etc. That wasn't the case at all. That was not the case at all. I think that was a genuine racing error where I broke early, he broke a little bit later, I called him out. It was an innocent move. There was absolutely no point in him waiting because my race was effectively over. And I think he just wanted to carry on through. And also my move on him going up the inside wasn't fair. So I think he was thinking this is a bit 50-50. And I think I would have probably done the same. And so I came away feeling a lot better about what happened. I didn't feel as if I'd been punted off because by using these analysis tools, I was able to see that I instigated the issue and arguably I instigated the second issue. Now, it could be argued that the car behind needs to drive to the skills of the driver in front. Now, he might be expecting me to brake at the right point, the given point on the track for the races, the racing level that we're at. Unfortunately, I broke earlier, but that's my prerogative. He should have backed out earlier. So that arguably could have been his mistake. But in the heat of the moment with everything that had gone on, it's just one of those things. It's a racing incident and it's a massive learning opportunity for me. And hopefully I'm going to have learnt from it. So that's how I use the analysis tool in Gran Turismo 7 to try and make myself a better driver, to learn from these incidents that I get into. And I'm finding it absolutely fascinating. And I just want to do a thank you to Kushti. He spent about 20 minutes with me after my live stream, going through all of this with me, analysing it, explaining what was going on. And I've touched on a little bit of that within this video just to show how you can use the tools, but also to put them into context. On his video, no doubt he's going to go into a lot more detail. So please watch out for that video. And well, I look forward to seeing you on another video coming very soon. But for now, I'm going to leave it at that. And just to remind everybody out there that I'm live streaming most nights, Monday to Friday, from 9 o'clock UK time. So if you're around, please look in and see what we're up to. We're also doing some lobbies as well at the moment, which some of the people that are on my stream are joining into. It's proving a real great community. We've got a Discord server going and everything now as well. So please check all of that out. And if you want to get in touch, just find me on PSN. I'll be more than happy to hear from you. For now, take care, look after yourselves. Bye-bye.